I've just arrived in Vegas after my very early morning flight. I didn't get much sleep on the plane, but it's such a glorious day here that it really is worthwhile coming out in the sun and sunbathing outside and not going to bed. So as you can see, the hotel here I'm staying at is the M Spa and Resort, and it's really nice. It's not on the Strip, but I picked it because I actually heard that it can be quite hard to sleep on the Strip, so that's why I'm kind of staying outside a wee bit. The hotels are definitely, as people kind of say, they're absolutely beautiful and quite breathtaking. Like my bathroom is basically the size of a room, which I'll show you guys later on, the facilities. And on this trip I have today off, I kind of planned that, so a bit of chill time. Tomorrow I have a few sessions and I'm actually going down to the Olympia Expo, which I'll let you guys have the insight to. And then on Sunday I'm actually filming with Utopia, which I'm really looking forward to, because Kip was one of the first guys that approached me when I first came onto the scene, and I kind of stayed in contact with him from that, just here and there. And he really seems like a really genuine guy, because it's actually, he does this for a hobby, it's not actually his full-time job. So I always think something's really good when someone's passionate about something and they're not just kind of doing it for the money. Plus he has lots of really exciting things I think going on in his head, because he's kind of said he has a MMA rig, ambulance and limo as props and that for videos, so I'm kind of intrigued to see what he's got going on in his head there. So stay tuned for that, and tonight I'm going to be checking out the Strip, so I'll let you guys see how I get on there. I'm just finished my workout done at the gym here, guys, and I must say I found it quite difficult. It's my first training session in about 10 days since I started my tour back in London, and that's one thing about being on the road, it's always quite hard to kind of find gyms to train at. I was quite lucky that the gym here at the hotel is quite good, and also just the time. I really don't know how the bodybuilder girls do it that go on tour, and really hats off to them, and especially on the food side of things as well. So I'm just about to go up and grab a shower, and I'm heading down to the Olympia Expo. Really looking forward to that, guys, and hopefully getting a bit of footage down there if I'm allowed to. So stay tuned for that. Just finished shooting with Utopia Entertainment, guys, and I must say Kip has absolutely exhausted me today.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was the goal.
I think we've filmed for about a good 6 hours. So how did you kind of get into this, Kip? Like, obviously we see you being squished to death all the time, and you have a reputation of being a bit of an asshole too for a producer, so you know.
Was I an asshole?
Of course. I don't know. We'll see about that, won't we?
It's cultivated. I cultivated my own asshole persona, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't think, was I an asshole? Really?
No, you were lovely to talk with. But how did it all come about? Like, you're like one of the oldest people in the industry, aren't you? Like, not in a wrong
literally
way,
and
I mean,
figuratively.
Like, you know, you're quite looked up to, like, as your website. It's quite a lot of guys that have grew up have watched your site that have these kind of fantasies and that. So how did it all evolve, or how did you get the idea to kind of come up with Utopia?
Well, the short story is I kind of like muscle girls and I like mixed wrestling, and I used to wrestle in high school way back in the day, and it was just always kind of like a fantasy, you know, what if a woman could really wrestle like that? And then I just so happened to go to school for video and film, and then I took the two things basically that I liked the best, which was mixed wrestling and film, and merged them together. So
it really doesn't feel like you work them.
No, it's you know, I mean, when I get in between a pair of legs like yours every once in a while, and then I'm in a chokehold and I feel desperate, then it's a little bit of work, but it's pleasure too. I like it.
Yeah. And obviously, because you're like one of the producers and you sell clips a lot and stuff, what do you really think that the guys love? Like, well, what in your head do you think that the guys love about strong women? Like, what is the whole fascination behind it? Because like quite a lot of the time, people try to understand what it is, and guys think, do other guys have these fetishes? Do other guys like this kind of shit? You know, like, I mean, what do you think?
Well, I think that there's, you know, everybody has their thing.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of different aspects to it, you know. But if there's kind of a thread, I think that runs through my videos, what I like to see and what I think most of my customers like to see anyway, even no matter what else their fetish is the fact that the girl has him in like an inescapable position.
Yes.
And he cannot get out unless she lets him out.
Yes.
And that's what I think is critical.
So it's all about female dominance and superiority.
All about female dominance and superiority. The guys are always the jerks. I'm a feminist, guys. You know, what can I say? I love strong women, and I love to see them be dominant, and I love to see them put down men and humiliate them, but in an athletic fashion. You know, I like the athleticism of the wrestling, the scissor holds, and even, you know, people think they're fake, and I can assure you that when you're getting crushed up on, and you get in between a pair of legs like this, you won't think that it's fake.
Yeah.
You know, so the storylines are sometimes a little cheesy and the role plays and stuff like that, but then they get, you know, and there's women like you who can really tangle, they can really wrestle, and you're up against it. Like, most guys are not trained, you know, they don't do, like, they may do session once in a while, right? But like, you're doing some sessions, you're getting training and you're fit and you're strong, and she's gonna kick your butt, literally and figuratively.
And just, I suppose, the final question that kind of, you know, sometimes I think, like where do you see the scene having gone? Because obviously you started back, it must have been in like the 80s, was it, or the 90s maybe? Like, I mean, where do you kind of, like, how do you see the scene has evolved from then, and where do you see it kind of going?
So that's an interesting question.
Yeah,
so
there's quite a lot of producers now in that.
And I think, you know, there's always younger producers and people with little fresh ideas coming up. Certainly with the internet, there's a lot more people producing clips and stuff like that, but you should always come to utopiaentertainment.com or saralipswrestling.com. But I mean, you know, so it's interesting because I've seen some old clips recently that you know, people that I looked up to, which there wasn't a lot of it when I started, but there was some of it, and you know, in some ways, I think the quality has changed, and I think that quality is still going to continue to go up, and people, I think, pay attention a little bit more to quality. But
do you think people are more open-minded nowadays too?
Oh, absolutely, sure. Inclusion and diversity and ethnicities and everything like that, which is a good thing, you know.
And you're bound to find it easier to get girls nowadays that obviously train in that.
Yes and no, because I mean, obviously the internet has opened up that too, but the girls get hit on a lot.
Right.
And so sometimes they don't know who's legit and who's not. So if you're hitting up girls on the internet, please be sure to make sure that they know that you're legit.
Yes, like always get references.
And but it's you know, and I try and treat everybody with respect, you know, and dignity, and do the best I can for the women, for the guys too, and so. I have references, like, you know, girls can check up on me.
Yeah.
So, which is good too,
Yeah.
you know. So
No, I think that's true too. I think sometimes guys, you know, like you say, they prefer the purchase of the girl rather than the companies and stuff. But I think, you know, generally if the girl has kind of agreed to work with the company, well, you know, like they've agreed to work with them, so there's completely nothing wrong with it. Like, and anything supports the industry at all, so it does. Well, it's been absolutely great filming here today. I think I had about 4 guys to smash up, including Kip. Made 5. So that's just saying my legs are punctured and I'm going to leave it there. So check out utopiaentertainment.com, guys, for all the upcoming videos. I think there must be a good 8 to 10.
did a lot of clips today.
There's a lot of clips. So make sure to check them out.